Greetings viewers, welcome to another Evil strategy session. I am Evil. Today I'm looking at a 1v1 on Steps of War between Evil and ChaosKnightD. I'll go ahead and get things started here. Evil is the red Protoss, ChaosKnightD is the blue Zerg. And I'll go ahead and kick up a little bit of speed here. This strategy session I'm going to take a look at Evil's close-in build. This is what as far as I know, I created my own build. I have no idea if anybody else has done anything like it before, anybody else does it anywhere after. But this is what I do. First thing I slap down is a pylon, followed by a forge. I try to send that probe out to go do some scouting. Frequently I forget. This is the order, and I'll try and... I like to pump out 2 probes at a time just so that I can chrono boost them out. So now that my forge is out, I've got enough cash to throw down that first cannon, pull my pylon over here, and slap down the second cannon if I'm paying attention and not worrying about this probe over here. And throw down a pylon. So again, the order for me is right here on the corner. Throw down a pylon and go back to mining. As soon as that pylon comes out, throw down a forge, go back to mining. As soon as that forge comes out, throw down cannon number 1, cannon number 2. And as you can see, at 3 minutes and 4 seconds, I had my first cannon out. Throw down this second pylon here so that it will catch this other cannon in overlap. So in case a Zerg rush comes in, a 6 pool or even a 10 pool comes in and hits this pylon. I've got 2 pylons. It's not that easy. So over here what I did was a quick scout, just to show everyone here. Did a quick scout of the Zerg, knew that he was slapping down his spawning pool, and then I went over and took hold of that Zelnaga tower there. So again, this is my close-in build, throwing down a pair of gateways. At some point I'll throw down another cannon right over here, so I'm going to speed up just a little bit. Don't get a whole lot of action, but my concern is I've got Zerg. I know that Zerglings come out fast, or they can come out fast. I've got to get down these cannons for early base defense, and then some zealots for additional patrol. And ChaosKnightD does something here I really like, and I got to compliment you for this one. He's got an Overlord over here, and he sits down some Zerglings, and they're waiting. And I really like this strategy. Instead of going in and I mean, he could have sent in a Zergling or 2 to check me out, and that would have been perfectly viable. As of right now, he knows that I have this, and this was based off an Overlord cruise. Instead of the typical sitting down a single Zergling here, a pisser Zergling as I call it, instead of sitting him down here just to kind of sit and wait for that probe to come in my natural expansion and drop down, he sits back and waits. And I really approve of that, because he can wait until this whole thing is built and then just crush it, or wait until it's close to built and crush it. There's a couple things he can do, and this actually opens up his options, because I have no idea whatsoever that he's here. I never know that these Zerglings are here until they walk into my base at some point later. So here goes Evil sending off 4 Zealots and a Stalker. Good luck, boys, you're going off to your death. Having realized that Warp Gates is going to be my main component for today, since I have not been attacked, I can go ahead and stick some Warp Gates out here. So I throw down a couple of cannons just for sight and for additional, and then get incredibly lucky and find that his expansion has just built. Queen tries to run off, and I have enough oomph to get that Queen in this little gap here between creep, and he's got no troops. Yep. A Queen, 150 minerals. Uh-oh. No troops. So it's really fair game for Evil right now. Checking our income just out of curiosity. Income standard. ChaosKnightD actually has a higher income than Evil right now. Shame upon me. A couple of roaches here. Went for the fast roaches. Can't blame him. Evil trying to sneak around the back and hopefully go for that mineral line. Here's something I do not like. So I send my Stalker into attack. Stalker attacks here. And then closest thing after that is the extractor. My fault for not microing appropriately, but still, that's incredibly frustrating. Another Queen pops out. Another something pops out under here. Another Roach pops out down there. Another Roach Ghost pop. Again, bad microing on my part. Why I've left this guy over here attacking these instead of moving in and attacking the mineral line. It's totally my bad. It's not quite Noobalicious, but it definitely feels that way. Again, talking about Noobalicious though, let's check our saturation, and I am 4 shy of being fully saturated, so this is again a huge mistake. What I'm doing is too busy warping in troops and I just can't justify waiting. I want to bring in the troops and keep the pressure on. I know I've wiped out the natural expansion. I don't believe that there has been enough time for a transport and to build another hive anywhere, another hatchery. I mean, it's possible, but I just don't see it in my mind. Evil gets incredibly lucky, and these roaches just run on past instead of attacking. Stalkers get the back end. Zealots get what they need to do. I don't know what ChaosKnightD was quite doing here. I mean, he's getting ready to slap down another hatchery, but you sent that drone out right when I'm watching. Granted, I'm not doing anything about it. Evil slaps down a Nexus over here. Does actually justify waiting and not sending in the extra pressure attacks. I'm keeping the income up here for, I think, this specific time. So we've got 20 harvesters for ChaosKnightD, 520 minerals per second, or per minute, excuse me. Brings in some more zealots over here. Everybody concentrate on these zealots. Meanwhile, these zealots in the back are completely raping the mineral line, and so are these stalkers, having a good old time. Went from 20 harvesters, we're now down to 7. If we don't go down to 6 or less soon, I'd be kind of surprised. Mineral income 0. It is a good thing he had resources saved up. Harvesters down to 2. Ouch. Total rapage of mineral line. Meanwhile, Evil has slapped down this Nexus and is training out some troops, or training out some probes. Again, I'll say the same thing. I really can't justify spending money on the probes when I can keep putting in troops for pressure. I know it's supposed to be the opposite. I know that you're supposed to put in more probes, which will give you more cash, which will allow you to pump in more troops. I just couldn't justify. Meanwhile, ChaosKnightD has brought in some Zerglings, and looking at it from ChaosKnightD's point of view, goes in for the mineral line. Completely understandable. Unfortunately for him, photon cannons take out everything even before. Sorry about that. I got a buddy give me a chat here real quick. Anyway, Zerglings are taken down before the Zealots can warp in.